The next vessel of interest for us is this guy here. He's doing 6.9 knots and the closest possible approach should be 310 feet. Oh, change that, 164 feet in 9.5 minutes. He's going to come around this headland. We're wanting to go around that headland. We'll see what happens once he gets around there. We don't know whether he's going straight out here, whether he's going to curve around there, or whether he's wanting to go where we've come from. We've just got to wait and see. I'm Barry.
I'm Ansha.
This is the continuing journey of sailing ABC.
Baz is just looking at the furling mechanism because it gets a bit stiff.
The reason why it's not completely unfurling is because there's too much line on the drum. So when we put it away and we get to our next anchorage, we'll release the sheets and then get some of the furling line off the drum and leave just one turn of furling line on the drum. And that way, when we do bring it out, there's more space for more line to go around the drum. Looking inside at the drum, we can see that we've got at least 2 wraps, maybe 2.5 wraps around the drum still remaining with the sail fully furled away. First thing I notice is that the 2 wraps that are here are actually crossed over each other instead of being flat against the drum. So it's off to a bad start because we've got double the thickness at the very beginning. We only want 2 wraps of the sheets around the head sail up there. When we finish doing this, we probably have 3, maybe even 4 wraps of the sheets. So we need to just reduce that to 2 once the job's done. So what I want to do now is take that to its forced out, which is there. And then I'm going to wrap that around 1 full turn, and that'll do it. So now you can see we've got a couple more wraps of the sheets around the head sail, and we only want the 2 that we normally have. So what we've got to do now is just pass the sheets around the sail a couple of times and then put them back through the pulleys and put the stopper knot in and reattach them to the winches.
Kissy buku.
Kissy buku, we are here. Here on the east side of the bay there are the remains of a 5th century AD church and tomb and general support buildings surrounding it. It's in pretty bad nick, I guess, and we can see evidence that the archaeologists have been here, left a couple of signs telling us roughly what it is, and work has stopped, I guess. So this is the church wall looking into the church, and the tomb at the other end there. And the tomb has remnants of plaster, which showed that artwork in the style, in a fresco style, was painted in there. In the overall scheme of things, we are definitely here. In fact, ABC is probably parked somewhere around about there, maybe a little bit closer. And right now, we are standing here. Right now, there's a bunch of archaeologists actually restoring the site, and as we come across them, they're sitting down having their tea break, but they're doing a great job. Looks really, really good. Merhaba! And it looks like the thing that they are restoring is the number 2 bathhouse.
The sun's bright.
Sun gets up early. It's 7:15 Friday morning, and we are leaving Kisibuku. We are going to Yalakavak. We've been there before, but we're going there today. It involves going around a very big headland and technically fighting into the northern prevailing wind, which we don't want to do. We've done that far too often and it's not fun. So we're going early, we'll get there early. And
hopefully before the worst of it picks up.
yeah, we're going to stay there for the weekend because the wind does pick up even stronger from the north, and where we're going to be anchored we'll be sheltered. So it's a 5-hour run, and also we need provisions, we're out of beer.
And my whiskey that you finished off yesterday because you didn't have any beer left.
Yeah, needs must. I was just going to say a good morning to Terry Ball.
Yeah.
Terry is our newest patron.
Yeah,
so
welcome aboard, Terry. It's great to have you with us.
Yep.
Thank you for joining.
Cheers. And yeah, you've just joined us in time for a 5-hour trip to Yalikavak.
Yeah.
Hope you brought your sailing gloves.
Yeah, and hopefully this time we'll be actually anchoring without the sail out this time.
Yes. Cast your mind back to the video that's in the link up above.
Yeah. All right, see you when we get there.
Okay. Even though I understand on vessel, I've just reduced my speed because, well, most of these gullet captains just want to get there and they don't care about the rules and regulations, and I care about not crashing the boat, let him go in front of us and carry on. It's only 7:30 in the morning and I am totally surprised, although I kind of shouldn't be. I'm surprised that there are 14 vessels already on the move, all moving in various directions. I've got a couple of them lit up on AIS because we may get close, but we probably won't. The thing is, it's now the 2nd of July 2021 and the general curfew across Turkey has been lifted. It's almost totally normal now. The only thing I think they're not allowing it anymore is music after midnight. So it's not so bad. So I think everyone has gone, right, okay, that's my holiday. It starts 1st of July and everyone is out. And of course all the gullet owner-operators are making the most of it and recouping income that they've lost over the last year and certainly at the beginning of this year. So it's just crazy how busy it gets, like somebody switched on a light switch. There's a vessel just about to come around that headland. I got 3 there, another one here. This one is of interest. And into the rising sun there are another 7 vessels. Because we left so early, our ETA at Yalikavak is now 12:25, which would be great because the sun will be in a perfect position for us to look at the water and be able to see through it. And we're also going to get fuel while we're there. The next vessel of interest for us is this guy here. He's doing 6.9 knots and the closest possible approach should be 310 feet. Oh, change that, 164 feet in 9.5 minutes. He's going to come around this headland. We're wanting to go around that headland. So we'll see what happens once he gets around there. We don't know whether he's going straight out here, whether he's going to curve around there, or whether he's wanting to go where we've come from. We've just got to wait and see. That's a guy of interest. It's just another yacht like us and he's maintaining his heading, so it looks like we'll be going behind him. He's quite safely gone by, so we'll wave good morning to them.
That's a very enthusiastic wave,
It was a very enthusiastic wave. And now we can quite happily remove them from our watch list on the AIS, put it on auto, get out of there, and we can come out of our 1 nautical mile radius to our usual 3 or 6. Next point we're going around is this point here, and right now there's nothing on the AIS and there's also nothing visually that we have to be concerned about. In recent episodes we've been mentioning here and there bits and pieces about our Goreek folding propeller, and if you're thinking about getting one, today is a perfect example of a day where the Goreek folding prop really comes into its prime. We're actually driving in overdrive at the moment with the prop, so basically the prop is still open in the reverse blade position, so we're getting 6.6 knots of speed at 1,750 revs. So lower revs, similar sort of speed as you'd normally get, so there is a fuel saving component in that calculation.
This fella's a bit close. I've been watching him on the AIS, and he's changed his course slightly so that we will miss each other by about 340 feet in a minute or less. Takes nerves of steel sometimes.
Is a perfect example of what the wind will do. Right now we can see the wind is pretty much on our nose, and it's coming up to 18 knots. Very usable sort of wind, 17-18 knots. But we're going straight into it, and we're on a course for where we want to go. Let's just come out another way. We're going to turn the corner here, and we're going to head in a northwest direction. What are the odds that that wind, once we get round this corner, will be coming from that direction? Let's have a look when we get there. Breakfast and lunch rolled into one. With chili sauce on chicken and homemade coleslaw. Get the recipe.
Mine's without the chili sauce and with egg. And that's the backdrop for breakfast. Pretty good, hey?
That's a northern tip of the Greek island of Kos over there, and we've been past here so many times now. There's a guy on the second floor apartment on the left of that building in the middle. Every time I go past he waves and holds up a sign saying, "Hi ABC." True story. This might look like a lot of sails on the horizon, but they're actually munchkins, we call them. The little munchkin boats, the training boats for the kids, and looks like they're having a bit of a race because we can see the yellow boys set out at various points, and they got to go around at the course of the yellow boys. So could be a race, could be a competition, could be just training, but the munchkins are out having fun. Oh look, we've come around the corner and we're heading northwest. Well, more north-northwest. Look at the wind, right on the nose. It's dropped a bit though, it's only 11 knots now. I should have put money on that, shouldn't I? Just turn the corner and the Bay of Yalikavac opens up before us. Looking at the AIS, looking through the binoculars, it's looking very busy. Obviously a height of the season, very different from when we were here last in April. And yeah, there's big, expensive boats in here. So we're going to poke our nose in, have a look. You never know, there might be just space for a little one to squeeze in. If not, we'll have to go to plan B or C. This is where I start to get a nervous feeling in my stomach. Large vessels leaving the marina. There's small power boats, dinghies, another vessel leaving the marina, a jet ski, and a whole fleet of munchkins all moving backwards and forwards across here. That bay there is where we're hoping to drop the hook. From this distance it looks fairly empty. Let's hope that's the case when we get there. But yeah, a lot to keep an eye on while trying to figure out where we're going to drop the hook. I'll let out another 10 anyway.
Now?
Minute.
Okay.
Yeah, let 10 out now.
Okay. Nice parking, Buzz.
We're in.
We're in. We got in at 12:15 and we dropped anchor in 10 metres of good holding sand. I'm going to check it as soon as we've had our little chat with you.
The thing is though, I think we got lucky getting this spot.
Yeah.
We're right in. I don't think anyone can seriously get in front of us because we're as close to the swim zones,
Marker zones, yeah.
as possible. And we're far enough away from our very rich neighbours not to be in their face.
Yeah, we're the poor kids on the block.
But, you know,
They were all nice. All the ones that saw us waved at us on the way
did.
in, so they're
did.
rich but they're nice.
yeah. So this is Yalikavac in Turkey, and it's very, very much different from when we were here in April. It is absolutely chocker. And there's even people going around on jet skis, and one of the blokes on a jet ski over there just got shouted at by the Turks on the white boat behind us going, "Oi, fuck off with that thing."
In Turkish, that's
Turkish.
what we're imagining they said.
That's what I would have said. So we're going to be here for a couple of days. Today's Friday. We've got wind coming in Saturday and Sunday. We're in a top spot for being protected from the wind.
Yep.
And
It's
we've
really
also got
pretty too,
the
isn't
big
it?
town over there, so we can go and get provisions.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be loud music at some point coming from... But
Somewhere.
But it's pretty. It's really pretty. It's like they've got white buildings, lots of green trees, pink bougainvillea, palm trees, sand.
All we need now is some beer.
Yeah. And whiskey.
Don't know what she's talking about.
All right, well, I'm going to check the anchor now.
Okay. Hey, if you're enjoying what we're doing here on Sailing ABC, then there's two things you can do to really help us out. The first thing is to give every video you watch a thumbs up, and also on every video, leave a comment down below. Even if you're just saying, "Hi, love the video, catch you next week." It all helps us out in ways that you cannot imagine.